Welcome to the Grappling Grappling Rewind podcast.
Welcome to this week on the Grappling Rewind podcast. I'm your host, Maine, here with my co-host, Josh.
That would be me.
How's your week been, Josh?
Crazy, and jiu-jitsu filled.
Yep. So this week on the show, we're going to do one thing and one thing only. We're going to break down the IBJJF 2018 World Championships that took place in the Walters Pyramid in Long Beach, California. Tons of events, tons of stuff to break down, tons of matches to go through. It's going to be an action-packed episode.
Indeed.
And then after all that, we are going to preview the upcoming Fight to Win Pro in Sacramento, California, and preview Quintet 2, the lightweights. And then at the very end of the show, we are going to air our gripes with the 2018 IBJJF World Championships and Flow. So, kicking off this breakdown with the open class, men's black belt open weight finals. We had Buchecha versus Leandro Lo.
The unexpected happened.
To say the least, Josh.
So everybody's expecting Buchecha. He wins his weight division. That makes him an 11-time world champion. Already the most winningest champion.
No, so let's do a timeline here. So, Lo's match is before his weight. So, Lo's match in the finals of what division, Joe?
The super heavy.
In the finals of super heavy, Lo is going against
Muhammad Ali.
Yep.
And Muhammad Ali did this snap down that was just brutal. And Lo had to post, sort of. His arm got stuck in a bad position. And it seemed that Lo dislocated his shoulder. And he was like, yo, my arm's fucked up.
So the medics come onto the mat, as they do, and they fix his shit, or they kind of fix his shit.
Readjusted it.
And then the match continues, and then
he pops it out again, and the ref was like, all right, we're not going to have a Jacare moment here. And they just stopped the match.
For those that don't know, Hodger broke Jacare's arm, and Jacare was like, fuck that. Put his arm on his belt, continued the match, fleed, and won. With a broken arm. So that's what the Jacare moment Josh is referring to. We're not going to see that again. So the medics come on the mat and they go,
all right, it's done.
It's done. And Lo goes like, he can't continue. So Muhammad Ali, Team Lord Irvin, wins.
That's his first black belt world championship. Impressive. He looked really, really good all weekend.
Oh, yeah.
I like how we started with the absolute bracket, and then we had to go to the super heavy to give this a little.
We're about to do it out of order, so
that's fine. It doesn't really matter.
So Muhammad Ali looked great. He
Lo popped it out, and we figured, hey, Buchecha already right there. That secures the 11th. So he had to go back and
he had to win his weight. So we're like, okay, well, if Lo's out of the weight class now, he's out of the open weight, then Buchecha should automatically win that. Okay, so he has 11 now. He's won 11 world championships. If he wins his weight, then he'll have 12.
So 6 in each. Nobody's done that.
Yep.
The only other person that has a large amount of world's wins is Bruno Malfacine with 10 in his weight class.
God damn, we'll get to that in a bit here.
So, Buchecha wins his weight class. It was a really close match. It wasn't very exciting or anything of that nature, but he won ultra heavy. All right. So you're thinking
he beats João Gabriel to win ultra heavy.
So you're again thinking, all right, so Buchecha gets this. It's a gimme. 12-time. Like, he is the champion of champions.
And they come out on the mat. They go out. And we're like, okay, so he's going to hand it to, they're going to raise his hand because Lo can't continue, and they're going to do it. And the fucking craziness happens.
And the referee raises Leandro Lo's hand, and everybody, I'm assuming, was like, what the fuck?
Because they're not on the same team. They didn't close out. Like, Buchecha is checkmat, and Leandro Lo is Ennis Brotherhood. Like, they're cool. Like, they compete, but
they're friends.
Yeah.
They party. But
Buchecha gave his world title to Lo. And there's a huge, this happened like an hour ago. There's huge speculation as to why, like, Buchecha didn't want to just get it on that. He wanted to fight for it. And
I don't know, but Sean Williams brought up the point that was like, maybe he didn't want to win that title that way. Now, that gives Leandro Lo the absolute title. By default still, but it gives it to him.
But it's his first absolute title.
He's never won that. But is he going to be satisfied with that as well? So
it's a lose-lose for both. It's not a lose-lose. The goddamn world champion, but
who knows?
It's
so
a
maybe
weird
this
way
will
to do
keep
it.
Buchecha in jiu-jitsu that much longer. Maybe he'll stay in another year to have that competition with whomever at the finals of the absolute, whether it's Leandro or somebody else.
And it could be anyone else.
Now, in super heavy as well, we had Nicholas Mergali. We'll talk about him a little bit. He looked like, again, we talk about how he looks like a psychopath where he's pacing back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
He looked like a psychopath all weekend. He tapped Felipe Pena in the absolute. He got really far in super heavy, and then Muhammad Ali just worked him.
Which I was impressed, dude. That guard passing sequence at the beginning, that Muhammad Ali, he has both, like a big Toriano pass, basically. He has both the legs just pinned to the ground, and then Mergali's trying to scoot away, trying to push him away, and Muhammad Ali's just fighting the legs, and gets past. And you're like, oh, shit, he did it.
This is a baller. And mind you, I'm watching some of these matches at a work meeting. Because we're having a meeting, and I'm like, I already know all of the things that you're telling these people.
Kind of an intense work meeting.
So, yes. So I turned down my volume, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? And my coworker, who's sort of in the same position as I am, like we're both higher up where we work, he had earlier brought up people being on their phones, and he leans over to me. He knew I was watching it because I was like, I gotta watch this shit. It's like, I got podcasts to do. This is important to me because I love jiu-jitsu. He leans over and goes, I just said we're not supposed to be on our fucking phones, asshole. It's like, hey, eat shit. This meeting is over pretty much. And I just went back to watching it.
You're a model employee, Josh.
Hey, look, at that point, the meeting had nothing to do with me or anybody else other than like a few people. So it was jiu-jitsu time. I took time out of my day to not watch jiu-jitsu.
It was jiu-jitsu time.
Exactly.
Yeah, I wish I had the time, Josh. I watched jiu-jitsu from like 12 this morning until 11 o'clock tonight.
I watched it at the gym when I was training. I watched it at home. My wife was like, you watching homework? I was like, yep, yes I am. She goes, okay. I mean, we're doing all these other things too, working around, playing with the kids. The kids are watching. She's painting our room. Shout out to you, Claire, because I fucking hate painting.
Yo, we just painted our entire old house. It fucking sucked.
I hate painting. I despise it. I'll start painting and I'll be like, nope, I can't do this.
Dog, it was bad. So Tanner Rice actually didn't show up to
We
Ultra
said
Heavy.
that last week that he dropped out. He was injured. Or
Tanner Rice,
he had
sorry.
stuff to do.
I just mixed up Langacker and Rice. I have no idea why I did that.
That happened a lot throughout a lot of the brackets. People just didn't show up. Yuri Simois didn't show up for his weight category, but he was in the absolute. It was really weird. So let's see. We've covered absolute, we've covered super heavy, and we've covered ultra heavy. So let's jump over to heavyweight.
I was going to jump us to Rooster, Josh. Fine, let's jump us to heavy.
What's the next one that we have up?
Oh, Josh, we have all of them up.
But I'm saying, what's the next one that you click on?
Heavyweight.
Okay,
apparently.
so let's fucking do heavyweight, you dick. So Felipe Pena returns and gets his world championship. Technically his second one. Also technically his first one since he popped for juice.
So it's technically, yeah, so what is that? It's technically
his first one.
Well,
but
it's
he's
technically
already
his
won
first
it
one
before.
and his second one, technically, because he technically doesn't have the first one because he got popped for doping.
He got popped for doping against Andre Galvao.
Jesus.
Look,
Which is saying something.
We're both very open with the fact that I don't give a shit if anybody does steroids.
No, I'm on the other end. I hope they do steroids. I want to see the most elite athletes in the world do shit that's physically impossible for someone not on steroids to do. I want to see it. I want to see dudes jump for knee bars from places they can't hit them, and flying triangles and arm bars. And I want to see supermen do jiu-jitsu in a way that I
just want you to be able to
can't.
recover and not get hurt. And then I want you to compete all the time. Because I'm not doing that. Because I'm telling you, if I had the time and the money, I'd probably do steroids and compete all the time too. Catch me, IBJJF. I dare you.
Look, they only test you in the Worlds.
Exactly. So I'm not worried about it. My piss will be flames up until that point. And then I'll just cycle properly and they won't catch that shit.
So he wins his first
second world championships against Patrick Gaudio. Now, the match was really good, but one point we're watching this that we really got excited for because we're children was Felipe Pena was coming around the back and they were in this weird like leg entanglement, and
we didn't get that excited about it.
No, we got excited. Don't lie. Don't lie.
So what happened?
Felipe Pena pulled down Patrick Gaudio's pants. Like, full ass cheek action was going on. And we weren't excited about the ass cheeks. That shit happens all the time. That's a regular happening in jiu-jitsu. That happens in training all the time. Booty comes out.
But the interesting thing about this particular booty coming out
was Felipe Pena then reaches over again, and it looks like he's going to spread his ass cheeks. And I'm like, yo, is he about to just like open up the booty hole, showing everybody the butt cave? Like, what's going on? Now, what really fucking pops us off is the ref comes running around the corner like they rang the fucking dinner bell. This dude just books it like, booty! And it looks like he's spreading it, and he goes to reach and like, is he also going to spread the cheeks? And then he pulls up his underwear. We're fucking cackling.
Man, how did this become our podcast?
Dude, because we're fucking children. Like, it's funny.
It is really funny. But
Fart jokes are hilarious.
Dude, it looked like that's what he was going to do. Like, I want to be the other end of this conversation and be like, oh, no, it didn't look that bad. It looked exactly like that was going to happen. And then he fixes it, and we move on from there. But for a split second, I thought it was going to get weird.
Sometimes you got to eat ass at the World Championships, apparently.
So he wins this. This division had some stuff happen in it. The semifinals match.
That was the one with Keenan.
Keenan Cornelius. We talk about it a little later in the show with the fuckery of the reffing and the fuckery of the stream and the general, the gripe section of the podcast, as we like it, for major events.
And mind you, if you hear some weird time issues, it's because we technically recorded it first, but we figured you didn't want to hear us bitching immediately.
We wanted to get all our gripes out of the way up front because we'd be happier people having got them out before, so now we can be happy and talk about the event as opposed to just
angry
waiting till the end to gripe. So we griped first. I'm going to cut it into the end, and you'll hear us talk about the fuckery that was the Keenan Cornelius match.
Keenan's match, though, with Tim Spriggs going from the quarterfinals,
Keenan's match. Like, Keenan's matches with this entire event were
he was just
outstanding to watch.
He didn't really have that many matches. If you think about it, he had 3. He went against Ignacio Neto, Tim Spriggs, and Patrick Gaudio.
And he goes against Spriggs like once every quarter.
Like every single fucking tournament. And he didn't do the absolute.
Which surprised me.
I was kind of surprised
too. But he was focused on weight. And with how good he looked, I think he could have taken it. It would have not surprised me if he would have beaten either Felipe Pena. It wouldn't have surprised me.
Yeah.
Because he beat Patrick Gaudio.
Personally, we think that, but
we don't personally think that. We know that because we understand the rules, and we went, oh, he beat him.
Not according to IBJJF though.
IBJJF doesn't understand their rules, but that goes to the griping section of the podcast. Josh keeps trying to wiggle a mouse that's not connected to the computer, and I'm enjoying it, but he hasn't realized it's not connected.
I know. I'm just like, oh, it's still not connected. It's bothering me. So that was heavyweight. There was fuckery afoot. You're going in the wrong direction. You're going back to ultra heavy in the absolute.
Yeah, we haven't talked about ultra heavy yet.
Yes, we did.
Right,
we did to talk about the fucking absolute. We got to the absolute that way.
On to the medium heavy division.
God,
in the finals, we have Hulk versus Gustavo Batista.
A.K.A. Closeout.
Yeah, Closeout. I was wait, did I see this match? Oh, yeah, they closed out.
No, you didn't.
But the more interesting thing about this one was the match before that.
Which one are you talking about?
The Hulk match versus the
Mateus
Diniz. I cannot say his goddamn name.
I call him Diniz. So, yeah, that match. Yeah, wow. Diniz got on his back, and I was like, oh.
And he looked like he was choking him.
Hulk was 7 shades of purple. He looked bad. And I was like, oh, wow. Props to Diniz. Like, he's going far. And then he got out, and Hulk did the same exact thing back to him and then finished the choke. That shit was wild.
It was literally the exact same sequence, but in reverse for the other guy.
Yeah.
And then he gets the
amazing.
tap. It was like, God damn.
I'm bummed that there was a closeout. That was the only one, though.
Mm-hmm. Thank God. That was no Gi Worlds. We had like 3 closeouts. We had
or was
one
it previous Worlds where there were like 5 or 6 closeouts?
We had one closeout between the men and the women this year at the World Championships.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. It's a good year to be a gangster, Josh.
Hudson Mateus also looked amazing. What bummed me out, because we were going to have a Hudson Mateus Matt Layton first round match. No Matt Layton. I don't know what happened. I'm not going to speculate. but he wasn't there.
Yeah, no, he's listed as a no-show for fight 57, if you're curious.
Yeah, that bums me out. If he got injured or if he got sick, that sucks. Sorry to hear, Matt. But it would have been a pretty awesome match to watch. So that's the bummer of the medium heavyweight division. There was no final match to watch, but sometimes that shit happens. So let's jump to middleweight. Middleweight was also a quite large bracket.
A giant bracket, Josh.
Izaki Bahens, or as he was known all weekend as Braz.
Yeah,
Dude.
that's super hard to figure out. I was like, that's Izaki Bahens. Oh, he's listed as Braz. All right. I'm going to go with that then.
I called this one.
You did, Josh. You did call this one.
I called this one. I was like, I think he's going to take
and
it.
I didn't think you were right at all. I was like, nah, I don't think Langaker's going to take it.
Langaker, though, we did not expect to see him. We thought he was going to get knocked out by somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
We was wrong, Josh.
We was wrong. He looked fucking awesome. The way he went inverted and rocked the crab ride to the back against Gabriel Argis, fucking awesome. And then he takes the back and Argis DQs himself. Amazing.
Hey, that was crazy.
Amazing.
I watched it. I was like, yo, what is he do? Oh, my God, he's running out. Oh, my God. And they DQ'd him, like, quick. I was like, oh, shit, he just got DQ'd for that.
Yep.
And then I went back on my rulebook head and went, why did he? Oh, he fled the match during a submission. It's a disqualification.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, they're not going to overturn it. Like, oh, he legit just got DQ'd for that. Oh, shit, Langaker moves on.
And he might have just not known, or he just had a mental lapse where he went over
Or he
there.
was getting choked.
And he was like, I'll go out of bounds, and it'll look like I'm just trying to escape, and we happen to roll out. Nah, they got you. You got. So, Langaker, standout performance. What a fucking monster.
Dude, he's looked good since the Euros. Like, we saw him at the Euros, and he looked really good.
He just lost on that 1 point. You know, he lost by 2. It was super close. I look forward to seeing him compete more. He beat like everybody. He beat Tinoco.
Yeah.
He beat everybody.
Dude, you're not Brazilian. Like, you get the shit end of the bracket. And he went through the shit end of the bracket. Like, oh, man, you got to go through, like, tough guy after tough guy after tough guy.
Yeah, it was rough. It was rough for him, but he just beat the shit out of everybody, which was even better. And what can you say? Amazing performance. He didn't come up with the gold, but nothing to shake your head out. That dude beat a lot of good guys. He was gonna choke Gabriel Argis.
And he looked good doing it too.
Oh,
which
fuck
was
yeah.
like, it wasn't like one of those stalling where it's like a close match. Like, oh, he beat good guys, like, soundly.
Absolutely.
This World Championship was not like different than previous ones, but I felt like this year.
The new generation's coming out. That's what's happening.
Yeah, but we got a bunch of guys. Like, there was a lot less shitty matches this year than last year.
I mean, there were still close matches and things
They
that
were-
were decided by ref decision, but
Yeah.
still, they weren't like, God, just stab me in the face.
Yeah,
now
there was
kind of
only a
matches.
couple of those this year, and in previous years, I've seen like, oh my God, I want to die. Like, No Gi Worlds this last year, there was a whole lot of, oh my God, I want to die. And this whole event was good. Like, I enjoyed 90+% of the matches I watched. I was like, oh, this is a good match. Oh, they're going back and forth. Oh, this is a good match. And, you'd have 1 out of like 10 that was like, I want to die. I'm dying inside. Oh my God, I'm dying inside.
All right, so let's move on to lightweight. This one I was disappointed about severely. My dog, JT Torres, technically he didn't even make it to the semis. That
Nope.
bummed me out. Vitor Oliveira, who I said even was a tough fucking competitor. I just thought that JT Torres would take it, but he didn't.
That was actually his first match that he had to go because his
No, it wasn't. He had to go against Hugo Marquez. See? Right there on the brackets. Jonathan Torres, Hugo Marquez. He beat
right.
Hugo Marquez, but his first match was supposed to be Marcelo Mafra, but he got DQ'd for being overweight. So Hugo Marquez was his first match. Then he ran into Vitor Oliveira GF team, and that was the end of my dreams of JT Torres winning the World Championships. So then you have Lucas Lepre. I mean, he's definitely in his 30s, but he's not showing it.
No. Well, they said something crazy in the commentary, and I wanted to clarify with Josh. He said he has not been scored on in like years.
It's been a while. As far as I can remember, I don't know the last time that he was scored on.
Because I watched him in the finals and like didn't get scored on. And,
Or
like,
in the semis.
Dude, that's
or
fucking crazy. Like, hasn't been scored on in years.
It's impressive.
Did
That's
you say
what it is.
Oppressive?
Impressive.
Oh, impressive.
I might have partially been yawning as well, so that was part of why you couldn't hear me, but it's impressive. Hanato Canuto, though, also looked like a fucking beast. He just didn't have Lepre's number. I mean, straight up, Lepre was going to get swept with that sacrifice throw, the Sumagaishi, and while he was gripping still, Lepre did a one-handed cartwheel to avoid getting swept.
Because he was going over. Like, he was over, and you're like, oh, he's about to hit the mat and lose the points, and he does a flip. Like a cartwheel. And, like,
fucking cartwheel.
Doesn't get taken over, and then goes back to Paxton the guard. Like, it was not a big deal. Like, yo, you just did a cartwheel.
Look like a goddamn gangster.
This event, like, I know in about 6 months we're going to do our top 10 matches of the year show, and I'm concerned we're going to have like 5 matches from the Worlds this year. There were so many moments this year, even in the finals alone, that was amazing. And this
we might just have a top 10 for the Worlds and then top 10 matches for everything else that isn't the Worlds.
Maybe that might be the best way to do it, because there was so many good matches here, and the end of the year show always has a bunch of like really good Worlds matches, usually like 4 or 5. But this year, like, I think this is by far the biggest event we've had that's had the most amazing like back and forths. Hands down. Again, we have 6 more months in the year, but I was floored by the level of competition, the level of performance that was here at the Worlds. And lightweight,
Espen Mathisen also stepped up. Again, a lot of these young guys coming up looking good, like passing up the old guard, filling up the bracket. You have Vitor Oliveira, you have Lucas Lepre, but Canuto and Mathisen are not like guys that have been in the black belt division for forever.
I think they're in their 20s. Like they're on the younger.
That's not hard to do either.
It's not, but again, a lot of the old guard, like guys in mid-30s, like Malfusane, you get Buchecha, you get Lepre.
Buchecha's, I think, still in his 20s.
Is he really?
I think so.
God damn.
Same thing with Leandro Lowe, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, and Keenan. They all just look old. They have the beards and stuff. They just look.
They have facial hair.
They've got the cauliflower
old.
ear, and they've got that weathered face from jiu-jitsu.
Wow, yeah. So that was lightweight. Lightweight had a lot of good matches. If you have flow, use it to your advantage. Watch all of the matches that you can. Type in a name, and it will come up with stuff, and you can watch a lot of that shit. So let's jump over to featherweight. Yeah, featherweight. You know what we were talking about? Maine originally called this, I think, in the December show, and then back again in maybe February.
Something like that.
Then he was like, he just went with my pick because
because Josh has been out picking me all year.
But that's not saying much either.
Yeah, but I've been making some bad picks.
We did say that Gianni Grippo and Shane Jamil Hill Taylor would be 1 and 2.
Yes.
And Shane came through, is the 5th American world champion. The first that's homegrown from an American coach, which was like Lloyd Irvin's always his thing. He's like, I'm going to produce a world champion that starts as a child with an American coach, not a Brazilian coach, and coach them all the way through and be a black belt world champion. And that's what Shane did. And Shane looked amazing.
He looked like a world champion.
Yo, he timed a takedown on Leo Sagario. Like nailed that first 2 points, and it was off to the races from there.
He did the same thing that Faris did versus Meow.
Ari Farias.
Farias, man, I cannot get his name right. And the commentators today were
back and forth on names.
Back and forth in they were worse than we were some places. But did the same thing. Meow went to pull, and Farias just shot in like a great shot as he was pulling, gets the 2 for it. Shane did the exact same thing on
Timed
Sagario.
It perfectly. He also beat Marcio Andre. Fucking amazing. Like, Marcio Andre is a killer, and he took him out. Oswaldo Queixinho took out Grippo. I think Grippo just had like a lapse in his game plan where he thought about doing something, and they've gone back and forth a lot before, and he just couldn't capitalize on it. And it's bummed because I think we would have had a Shane and Grippo final, which would have been amazing. I don't think we've ever had an all-American World Championship final, as far as I know.
I don't believe so. There have only been four times ever it could have happened. I think Penn was against a Brazilian.
Penn was against a Brazilian.
I think
Lovato was against a Brazilian.
Musumeci was against a Brazilian, and Drysdale, I think,
more than likely against a Brazilian.
Yeah,
I consider him a Brazilian, but apparently he's
only on his mom's
American.
side. Only on his mom's side.
Whatever. Either way, these featherweight matches also all sorts of wild shit happened where people were getting knocked out that you didn't think were gonna get knocked out.
I thought we'd end up with Gripple in the finals.
So did I, and it just didn't happen. But Shane Jamil Hill-Taylor, fucking beautiful work. He looked great. I was waiting for fuckery to happen. We were both waiting for fuckery to happen.
He wins.
Because somebody threw him a medal.
Yeah, onto the mats, and he picks it up, and we went, the IBJJF is looking for any reason to DQ him right now.
If they would have DQ'd him, I swear to God, I would have lit the world on fire. Like, I would have just I would have found their fake office and burned it to the fucking ground.
But even Shane played it close to the chest. Like, he finished. He was very, slow moving. He got the thing. He got his things together, got his belt together, picked up the medal, threw it back out of the ring,
respectful.
Got his hand raised, and then went and celebrated because he was not gonna pull off Farias.
No fuckery was happening.
Or they were gonna DQ him.
No fuckery whatsoever was happening. Go back and watch the match. It was awesome. Let's go to light feather. Hey, guess what? This is a first two. Mikey Musumeci, first two-time American world champion.
Beats Farias, and dude, Farias looked good in the lead up to this.
He was salty as shit, though. Farias was salty as a motherfucker. He was saltier than a salt lick. He was angry, and you could tell. And I'd be bummed too. But man, Musumeci just gamed it perfectly. He was subbing fools left and right, and then it was a real close match, and then Musumeci does what he does and just wiggles to a position, takes the fucking back, and as soon as he takes the back, gets the points, he gets his points, throws on a body triangle, and he's celebrating him with 90 seconds left.
Yeah, I think it had a minute and 33 left. I think
something like that. But he's like, and
he makes the celebratory face. He has the grips. He makes the face, which is like, yeah.
He was stoked, and I'd be stoked too. You know who wasn't stoked? Every other person that was on that podium. Joao Miao was salty as hell. He just looked angry. I was I can't believe this fucking thing happened.
Farias actually walked off the podium. I think this is an error. I think Farias didn't mean to do this, but they were up there for 15 seconds, and then they take a picture. Farias walks off the podium, and everyone's like, "Oh," because they didn't take that little group picture they do on the number one podium. And he walks away, and everyone's like, "Oh, he's pissed." And then he comes back up. He's like, "Oh, my bad. I didn't know they were finished."
Yeah, he walked over to Musumeci and was like, "Oh, my bad," and shook his hand. And then Musumeci tries to get everybody up on the number one to be like, "All right, guys, it was fun. Yes, I won, but I gotta let's get everybody up here."
As they do.
Miao stood there like he was a goddamn statue that they just place on the third place podium, and it doesn't move. It's just standing there the entire time. Didn't budge. Mikey goes to get Ari to come up, and Ari's just looking forward and just shakes his head no, and he goes, "No."
He will not stand on the number one podium spot.
He was fucking salty, and
I can't blame the guy.
I can't either.
And I can understand not wanting to stand up there and smile yeah, I didn't win. Man, you got second place. You were so close. You beat Joao Miao in a close ass match, in a hard ass war, and then you lose to Mikey in the finals in a close ass match to an American. I understand it.
Bummed.
Yeah, I mean, great. This whole division was great from the semifinals up. Again, go back and watch this semifinal division. It was hot fire, as Dylan would say.
It was hella good.
It was hella good, Josh.
Let's go to Roosterweight, and let's talk about the only thing that matters in Roosterweight.
Let's talk about being not surprised at all.
Bruno Malfacine, 10-time Roosterweight world champion. They made an announcement of it. It was like, hey, this motherfucker is 10-time world champion.
So the craziest thing was I've been watching Hashimoto. So Hashimoto took third place. Hiagama took third as well. And then you had Rodney Barbosa Jr. taking second versus Bruno Malfacine. How do you say Malfacine? Malfacine. Tomoyuki Hashimoto has been trucking through guys this whole bracket. runs into Bruno in the semifinals,
Got straight up murked.
and just gets just what 4 minutes?
He got murked. That's all that matters is he got murked.
Well, the crazy like he's been running through guys, and then runs into
He
Bruno.
looks great, but
and Bruno runs through him. It's like holy
we
shit!
said it
how
last
good
week.
is
This
he?
was his division to lose, and
Dude.
he was not about that
And
life.
then in the finals, he armbars Hardy Barbosa.
Within like less than 5 minutes.
It was just like holy shit. Like,
Coyote did not show up, by the way.
yeah, he was injured. I
injured.
talked about it on a live stream we did this week sometime, like Thursday or something.
Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah,
some
when the
shit.
information came out, so we didn't see Kyle, so that would have been interesting. But it was crazy to watch how good Hashimoto looked, and then watch Bruno just go, "Oh, cool," run through him, and then the finals run through Barbosa.
I don't know what else he can do. Like, are you going to go to light featherweight? Are you going to actually go into the absolute? Like,
Well, they were talking about him going to light feather, and in my eyes, it's like it's the same thing with Demetrius Johnson problem. It's like, well, he's cleared out 125. It's like, well, but that's his weight class. Like that's like he's not a 135er. Like Malfi Sane is a rooster weight. Like
he's a legit one, yes.
Yeah,
but what is he gonna? Is he done?
But
like,
my question
is he gonna
is,
continue
you've,
with MMA?
you've already done
MMA
it
and
10
call it a day?
times. Why not do it 11? Like if you can continue to prove you're the best in your weight class, why would you need to? You don't need to go to
Up
another
to
weight
the
class.
next weight class.
But you don't need to prove anything.
You already got 10. Who needs
but
the
I'm saying,
11th
but if
one?
you already got 5, you already got 6. You make the same argument. You already have 3. Why do you need 4?
Nobody has 10.
Nobody has 9.
Nobody has 10.
Nobody has 8.
Nobody has 10.
Nobody has 7. Like my point is, he's already got 10, and if he can keep winning it and wishes to keep winning it, why not be 11? Like the streak, you be that guy where it's like, oh, you got to get. Oh man, this guy has 6 world championships. Yeah, Bruno has 13. Good luck.
I mean, technically, because of combined championships, Buchecha has more, but it's not all in one weight class.
Yeah, sorry. From a weight class perspective, Bruno's the OG. He's the champ.
He
I don't
is
see anyone.
the king of the roosterweights.
I don't see anyone ever doing what he has done,
Nope.
especially in the time that he's done it.
Nope. So let's go over to the ladies.
To the women.
To the ladies.
So on to the women's finals for the IBJJF 2018 World Championships. In the finals of the open weight, we had Tainá Porfirio versus Natalie DeJesus. To really no one's surprise, these women have met numerous times. Commentators talked about the meeting at brown belt where Natalie was actually able to take it. I think it's the last time, I think 2 years ago, that she was actually able to beat Tainé.
Tainé hasn't lost since.
Yeah, Tainé ran up, I think, like 12 points.
She put a work on Natalie.
And at the end there, Natalie started to get it going, started to get omoplata going, started to get I think
started attacking,
armbar,
but
tried to
still.
almost get the back, just couldn't make up, couldn't deal with the size differential, and couldn't get past Tainé's guard with any regularity.
Nope.
And so that's sort of been the story with Tainé, is really like no one can get past her guard, and then as soon as she gets on top,
It's all over.
no one can really deal with. She usually racks up 8 to 10 points, usually gets the sub, so props to...
She's straight up Angela Lansbury. Murder, She Wrote, son.
I know that from a rap song. Not from actually what that is.
Do you not remember Murder, She Wrote, the show with
No,
Angela
Josh.
Lansbury?
No, Josh, I don't.
You should YouTube it.
I'm good. It's anything like the stuff you make me YouTube on a regular basis.
It's not
I'm
wrestling.
I'm
It's,
good.
It's a murder mystery thing normally, but it has Angela Lansbury.
I don't know who that is.
Are you really going to make me like bring up a picture of Angela Lansbury?
I'm good. So on to the super heavyweight class. Again, Tainá Porfirio takes that as well. She was against
Venla Lukonen.
Lukonen. I can say the last name. I can't say the first name.
Venla.
Venla Lukonen. Where's she from?
Hilti BJJ.
I want to say it's one of the not Slavic. It's one of the Finland countries.
The Finland countries?
Sweden, Finland, or the other one, Norway. That one, the Finland.
One of the Finland.
I was gonna say the IKEA countries, but I was like, I forgot.
That's Sweden.
Yeah,
One of the Viking countries?
one of the IKEA countries. Got it.
Viking countries.
Right. So that's where she's from. And again, Tainé takes it. Again, a small division for that one.
5.
5 competitors. So that was the super heavyweight class. On to the heavyweight class.
So we ended with Natalie and Maria Maljasic. It was pretty good. It was a close match with Natalie playing a lot from guard originally and Maria trying to pass. And Natalie eventually, there we go, I can speak.
Got some words there, Josh?
started attacking Maria's back and was trying to go in for a choke at the last moment. Impressive. And they were talking about her jumping up because last year she was the medium heavy champion, but she was trying to maintain a heavier weight to go against
Tayani. And she wants that absolute title, and she needed to carry a little extra weight to be able to deal with Tayani's size. So she went up to the heavyweight, takes the heavyweight championship. There's still such a huge size differential between her and Tayani. I don't know how she's going to deal with that because she's already gone up a whole weight class. She looks good at heavyweight, by the way.
She looks fine at heavyweight. I mean, she was working it. She was going through. Didn't have anything really to worry about. And then, you just run into Tayani. There's not much else you can do. Like, you're not going to keep gaining weight to deal with that because you're going to start losing something. Speed, flexibility, like mobility, something. Natalie beat Nivea Mora and Jessica Flowers to get to that point. Maria beat Jacinta Wen-Hu. I always question saying the name at all. And she also beat Fernanda Mazzelli. So it was, again, Maine said it earlier, this was not a Worlds where it was like, oh yeah, you can skip this whole division. Go back and watch all of these matches. Like, the ladies especially, because it was said earlier in the week too, they have something that the guys don't, and it's like this like pure technique almost. You're not seeing a lot of strength or as much strength. You're seeing more of just pure technique. You see that stuff too from the really lightweight classes like light feather and roosterweight.
Like Hashimoto and Malfi like that was a match that was like technically great match.
But the ladies show that almost all the time.
They don't have that. They don't have as much of the explosive speed that you see at all of the men's weight classes because they can't just usually throw people out of a position and pass off of it. It's just,
I mean, some of these ladies can do that. Let's not
sorry,
lie.
But they can. You do not see it as frequently and as a staple of games typically in the female weight classes.
True. So let's go to medium heavy. Medium heavy. Oh yeah. Oh man. Claudia Doval. Sick. She is sick. Versus Monique Elias. She finished with this triangle locked on, and she is just jamming Monique's arm in all sorts of directions and turns her hand and then wrist locks her from that position. I'm like, okay, she hasn't tapped. Apparently she yelled. We couldn't hear it because she let go, and then Monique popped up and was like, yeah.
Wait, did she finish her with a wrist lock?
Yeah, she finished that wrist lock.
Oh, shit, I missed that. I couldn't figure out.
She finished the last two matches with wrist lock.
Oh, shit, I thought it was the shoulder lock.
Nah, it was a wrist lock.
Oh, I missed that. Yeah, I love wrist locks, Josh. This is my new favorite match of the Worlds.
You should go back and watch it.
You won a world championship off a wrist lock.
Well, from the triangle position, I mean, she was working. She wanted.
That's my favorite wrist lock, Josh.
She wanted it. It was. The technique was again beautiful. Rounding out that was Sabatha dos Santos and Andressa Mazzari Sintra. Man, I'm so bad at names.
Man, you didn't sell that at all. You were like, Sintra?
Yeah, I'm not going to try to sell it. Sounded good. But Claudio Doval just looked like a fucking monster the entire division. It was that wrist lock. You have to go back and watch it again.
I'm definitely going to watch it back.
It's probably up right now already.
Like that wrist lock is one of my favorite techniques.
She just kept turning the arm in like 50 different directions.
And that's why I thought she got the shoulder lock.
And then because at that one point she had it and she just folded the wrist over and kept that arm locked out straight.
You keep the elbow.
Was like, boop, and nailed it. It was great.
It's amazing. I'm going to go watch that. I cannot believe I missed that.
Let's go to
onto the female middleweights.
Baby wins it. Anna Carolina Vieira. She takes it.
This is one of the few submissions we saw in the finals.
Between the other two, yeah.
Yep. But yeah,
she subbed the few. Raquel Canuto.
Wife of the other Canuto.
Which one? Jaime Canuto? No,
the other one.
Hanato
Canuto.
See, you got to be very specific.
Man, I was like, don't make me do it. Don't make me do it. I forget which one it is. The commentary staff brought it up that they don't think they'd ever seen two husband and wife in the finals before.
Not that I'm aware of.
And I
but
was like, that's exciting. She didn't win, but she got cross collar. No, sorry, she got baseball. Like a baseball choke from the back.
She got choked.
No, it's not baseball.
Volley-
Bow and arrow choke from the back. Jesus.
Sort of, yeah. Anna Carolina Vieira, second year in a row. I think her second year at black belt too.
I
So
believe that's correct. I think she won at the colored belts as well.
yes,
Yeah,
I mean,
this is
it's taken after Big Bro there.
Yeah, this is her second year in a row champion. So again, she's hard to beat. Looked good doing it. One of the few subs we saw in the finals. So
I
Damn.
still don't know why Erin Hurl was in middleweight. I really don't think she's like that weight. I think she should be in light. Personally, she went out first round. Kind of bums me out. She's got an awesome game, but maybe it was the decision. I don't know. Maybe she was like, I'm gonna put on muscle. Maybe that's it. I don't know. But she didn't seem. From every time that I've seen her, she doesn't seem, that weight. She seems smaller in stature. So maybe I'm just an idiot. I don't know. But they kept calling her baby because that's her nickname. But she looked Anna Carolina Vieira.
Your big Vieira's little sister, like your baby. That's
Sure.
your nickname now.
Sure. She looked awesome. I look forward to seeing her more in the future. I look forward to seeing Raquel Canuto as well. She looked really good the entire tournament. It's just ran into that one person.
You wanted a baby. Like, good luck with that.
Tough competitor. Going over to lightweight. Bia Mesquita taking revenge on Luisa Montero. Last year, the first and second were flipped, where Montero was first and Bia Mesquita was second. Bia was serious the entire time. Even like after she tied her belt, she was serious, like looking angry as fuck. They raised her hand. She was holding up that number one. She was angry as shit, and she has been angry for an entire year. And she got that first place medal. Louisa just couldn't keep up with it. Bia was all over her. And Charlotte Von Baumgartner and Catherine Perrette rounded out that division. There's not much more that you can say about these divisions that you can't watch yourselves. Like, I really hope people started just because of the shitty quality of the streams, rip some of these matches and they just pop up. Or Flo does a solid and puts them on fucking Facebook and is like, here, watch these. I know we fucked up.
Yeah, this is the Saturday matches, and there was huge problems during streams on Saturday. So I actually I missed a portion of these. Was it our own tournament? Not our own tournament. It was with Rachel. She was competing on Saturday, so I missed some of these, and I was trying to I was hearing about the terribleness of the streams.
If you can, go back in, watch it. Let's go down.
It's a 6-person division.
Let's go down to featherweight. Karen Atunez, who we talked about a couple of months ago about having her baby and then coming back and competing at a high level.
Oh, that was a couple months ago, wasn't it?
Yes, it
I thought
was.
We were recent than that.
Nope. She takes first place.
And then on the podium, she brings her baby and holds her up like Lion King.
Yes.
And it was a moment.
It was awesome. She looked really good. She was working. It was a close match, but I think she deserved it.
It was a ref decision, correct?
Yes, if I'm not mistaken. Yo, we watched so much jiu-jitsu in this small amount of time. These literally happened hours ago, and we're already like,
I watched 8.5 hours of jiu-jitsu, and for about 5 hours of that, I was watching two mats at the same time.
You're welcome, by the way. Maine didn't know how to do those like dual screens. He was like,
God.
how are you watching both of these at the same time? It's like there's a little camera button and it says watch X amount of streams. And he goes, this is a game changer. So
my exact text to Josh was, this is a game changer.
So she beat Anna Schmidt for the Featherweight World Championship. Again, I'm not going to keep saying, just go back and watch all of these matches. They're all there. They were really good leading up to the finals. Watch them.
Yeah, they weren't, again, like I said earlier, this event didn't have a bunch of stinker matches leading up to the finals. Everyone came to kill each other, and I was super happy about that.
Yes. So this is one we both picked wrong, light feather. Amanda Montero defeated Talita Alencar by an advantage.
And we talked about this on our fuckery section of the podcast. That'll be cut to the end of it. Talita did a little dance, got a penalty, and as a result, I think they both had penalties. She lost an advantage over that, and loses the world championship over a dance.
And don't get me wrong, she may have still lost because of criteria or whatever, but who's to say? I don't know. We don't like the fuckery that happened. Gazeri Matuda and Vanessa English took third respectively. This is one of those ones where it's like, kind of mad at this. Patty Fontes ran into Talita Alencar early and lost. Livia Gluchowska ran into Vanessa English and lost. Christina Barlin lost to Amanda Montero. And Sofia Amarante lost to Gazeri Matuda. Awesome matches. Let's jump over to Roosterweight. We called it. She made it happen. Rikako Yausa takes first place in the Roosterweight division. Funny little note about that.
Yep. So
Talita Alencar needed a different colored
she needed
gi.
a blue gi, and so they ran these out of order, and we were kind of confused as to why they're running out of order, because they were supposed to run Roosterweight, then they were supposed to run Light Feather, which had Talita Alencar in it, then they're supposed to run Feather. They ran Roosterweight, they skipped Light Feather, and they ran Feather, and we were like, what's going on? The commentary was like, what's going on? Apparently Talita Alencar didn't have a blue gi, and so she comes out for her division, and I'm looking at the gi, and I'm going, she's wearing Yusha's gi top, because Yusha has this like nice Yuasa has this big gold Japanese fan on the top of her gi, usually where like a logo is. And I was like, that's a really cool gi. And I saw it during her Roosterweight match, and I saw Talita wearing it, and I was like, oh shit, she literally just handed her gi so she could compete in this division. It was awesome.
Yeah, and it turned into a 5-person division because Tassia Ferreira, she no-showed. So she defeated Serena Gabrielli, Tamirez Aquino, and Auti Tomileto. Yeah, that's close enough. Round out that division. Small, but, we picked right.
Yeah, we picked Rikako
So,
man, I can't say her name.
Rikako Yuasa.
We picked her to win, and she wins it. She's now a 3-time world champion?
Yes, in 2 different weight classes.
Well, because they didn't have her weight class until 2 years ago.
True, but this was at the start of my meeting, so this was the one finals match that I'm actually going to have to go back and watch again. I got to see her other match, but I didn't get to see the final, so I'm going to have to go back and actually watch that one again.
It was good. There was very technical guard work. They did that thing where they both don't want to sit in the 50-50, and they're both at the lapels, like at each other's feet, pulling on the lapels. It was a good match. It was very, very technical. The speed was really cool, too.
Nice.
So, again, it was a fun match to watch, and we picked it right.
Now, the one thing is, we didn't want to go deep into, like, multiple matches and turn this into a 3-hour show. It's like, go back and watch all these matches. If you don't have Flow, they've posted so much stuff that you can just watch from the World Championships that you would be able to get your fill. Because you don't want to hear us ramble on for hours and hours and hours about, well, this match had this, and this match had this, and this match had this.
Like, today alone, we have watched probably 13 hours between the 2 mats of jiu-jitsu. About 8 hours of that was outstanding, top-level, fun to rewatch matches. Go back, pull the brackets. I'm going to try to post the brackets on our website. I'm going to try to post the brackets on our website. Go back, pick a competitor that you like, follow them. If you have Flow, go back and watch their matches. It was a great event.
And it's the same thing like throughout the color belts. You saw a lot of the AOJ color belts go up to the next level. Their blue belt duo went up to purple belt.
Yep. They were hella guys and women and ladies. They got promoted on the podium this year.
Tons.
Josh and I had a long, drawn-out discussion on what's sandbagging, what's not sandbagging. And there's so many different things. And because if you're competing in this, you have to follow a strict rule set, you can not be at a certain level at a certain time. No matter who you're beating. If you're a blue belt and you're regular beating run-of-the-mill black belts, great, you're probably at that level, but because of what IBJJF regulates, and if you want to compete in that circuit, you have to follow their rules. Which means you have to be 16, you have to have a certain amount of time in each belt, and there's very strict promotion requirements, so yeah. I
Yeah,
don't
it
know.
kind of sucks, but yeah, it doesn't. Like, they don't always win. Yeah, they win a lot, but those people don't always win. Shit happens. You know, we saw a lot of people winning. Keenan Duarte. Dominique Bell looked like he was going to win, but he only took third. Bones took the super heavyweight division. You know, a lot of people jumped up to different levels. We called Cobrinha's son getting bumped up to black belt.
Yeah, Kennedy beat Malachite. Is that his name? Malachi. Yep. Beat Malachi and then got promoted to black belt on the podium by his father, which was kind of cool, with a super long black belt.
It'll be interesting to see him at the light featherweight division coming up. Love to see him against Mikey Musumeci. Love to see him just against whoever. But a lot of people went up. You'll be able to catch a whole bunch. Type in a name, and they will pop up, more than likely, and you'll be able to watch that match. That really wraps up Worlds because...
There was a fight on the podium.
Oh, yeah. So white belt isn't really considered Worlds. They consider it the Novice Worlds.
It's novice. I think that's what it was. It had a weird name for it. Novice Worlds.
Whatever. It's fucking white belts. Like,
you shouldn't win white belt worlds.
White belt world
You
champion.
shouldn't win white belt worlds. That shouldn't be a thing. Sorry. It can be a thing, but if you win white belt worlds, you're not a fucking white belt.
Well, no, a lot of those people get promoted. But anyway, a fucking fight broke out. Everybody saw that. Everybody on the internet was like, check this shit out. Look at these white belts. Bunch of spazzy fucking white belts.
Look at these white belts.
Getting into fights. People jumping over. Like, straight up fights happening. Somebody probably got bit. The shit was funny. You know, they got DQ'd. It's fucking hilarious. If you
see, I hate you can get DQ'd after the match.
Yo, you're trying to like DDT people on the podium.
Yo, the match is the match. You can reprimand them after the fact.
Hey,
you can't get DQ'd after you fought.
Watch me.
You can't.
I run this thing. I run this competition. Motherfuckers trying to fist fight.
I can't get DQ'd at the press conference. No.
I'm going to DQ you at the press conference. We're going to overturn that shit.
A guy punches a guy when Dana puts the belt on him. Like, he doesn't get DQ'd. He doesn't lose the belt.
No, he's going to lose a job, though, and a whole lot of money.
That's fine, but you don't lose the belt. You can't get DQ'd after the fact.
You're going to lose that $5 medal.
When the ref calls
that $5 medal
when the ref calls time, and after they've raised the hands, that match is over with.
Whoever's in charge was like, fuck these two white belts. I don't give a shit. They didn't get their medals yet. You don't get them ever. I'm a white belt world champion. First of all, nobody fucking cares. It doesn't count until you're at black belt.
I don't think I've ever seen white belt world champion. I don't think I've ever seen somebody list that ever.
Don't get me wrong. They're white belt world champions, blue belt world champions, purple belt, brown, etc. Most of them could fuck me up. Not even gonna lie. But that's besides the point. You're not a legitimate world champion until you are a black belt world champion. You can have all these other accolades. It does not matter till it says black belt world champion, not Masters 4 or anything like that. Black belt world champion.
And the medals now specifically say that, which is kind of cool.
So, yeah, that happened. Worlds was awesome. Watch it. We'll talk about it more on our end of the year podcast. Had a shit ton of awesome matches.
Oh, yeah.
Booty was almost eaten. It was fucking hilarious. Go back and watch that match. That shit was funny. And
it was quite wild, Josh. Yes, I would agree.
Shout out to Matt and Emil for helping out.
Yeah, really appreciate that, guys.
We had our own little team that helped us out, talking about matches, shooting pictures and other things onto our little chat. So shout out to those two for helping out. And yeah, let's jump into our preview section for next week.
Woo! It never ends, Josh.
Yep.
It never ends. But before we get into that, if you enjoy the show, please share the episode to your friends on Facebook or on Instagram or other places. That's really how we grow the show, and we really appreciate it. If you like our content, please let your friends know. If they're into jiu-jitsu, hopefully they like us as well. In other news, Rule 7 Meal Prep is sponsoring Baltimore area grapplers. They're going to be on the July Fight to Win Pro card. If you are on that card and you're interested in some meal prep sponsorships, reach out to Rule 7 on Instagram or Facebook. Get in hold of them. Let them know that you're going to be on the card and that you're interested in working with them for that event. They do meal prep. Their concept is 7 items on the menu each week, made with 7 ingredients or fewer, nothing processed, no preservatives, and no additives. If you're on that card, reach out to Rule 7 Meal Prep for a sponsorship. So onto the preview section of the show, Fight to Win Pro 78 in Sacramento, California, Sacktown. This event is main evented by a 175-pound black belt gi match, Brandon Bergeron versus John Combs, and is co-main evented, is that a thing, by a 210-pound black belt gi match, Oscar Hip versus Matt Layton.
Hey, Matt Layton, seeing him again. So, yeah, 145-pound black belt gi match, Kelly Johnson versus Barrett Yoshida. Yay, Barrett. We get to see him again.
I love seeing Barrett Yoshida.
210-pound black belt no-gi match. Miskowiak. Oh, I'm going to have to listen to that.
That's close enough.
Miskowiak versus Antoine Evans. 165-pound black belt gi match. Ronald Larson versus João Alfredo Tavares. 155-pound black belt gi match. Ryan Potbomb versus Sergio Hernandez. 145-pound black belt gi match? No gi match?
It is a black belt match.
145-pound black belt. Jose Varela versus Chris Dashel. And then it's a heavyweight no-gi match. Not 100% if it's black belt or brown belt. I don't know. Zigmars Evamois versus James Barnes. That's all of the black belt matches. There's a whole shitload of matches.
There's a whole card, Josh.
There's
typically 30 to 34 matches on Fight to Win. So we are back to our normal schedule next week.
And then next week we don't have another Fight to Win because they're doing their one of their tournaments.
Right, but we have BOA after that.
That's on the 23rd. So there's a week in between.
There's
something going.
There's gonna be something.
We just haven't found it yet because
I have a list of stuff up, but the Worlds has taken precedence this week.
Yes.
So I don't know where that list
Fight
is.
To Win. Looking forward to it though.
There's some other event. There's like a
Ooh, Quintet.
When is
Quintet is happening this week.
Is it really?
Quintet is happening, I want to say, the same day.
Awesome. Let's pause this episode and find it. So we have Quintet on June 9th.
Almost slipped through.
Yep, almost, but we got it. So again, looks like it's the same format. I think they're gonna keep everything the same. I don't think they've made any rule changes.
These are all just lightweight guys.
Yeah, So it's a lightweight team battle now.
All tiny people.
My people, Josh. So we have 4 teams: Team Carpe Diem,
Team Haleo, Team Uzukido, and who is that last team? Oh, Tokoro plus A. So
that's Alpha. It's Alpha, not A.
Plus A.
All right, man.
Suck it. So first matchup, first round is Carpe Diem versus the Tokoro team, and the second round is Uzukido versus the Haleo team. So on our Uzukido team is, let's see, we have Hikaru Sato, Manabu Inoue, Daisuke Nakamura, Victor Henry, and Masayuki Hamagishi. On the Haleo team, we have Michihiro Amagawa, Roberto Satoshi, Masanori Kanahara, Kazuyuki Miyata, former Olympic wrestler, and Suzuki, I think that's Suzuki, Tokodome. Is he on there?
Names with a K.
Whatever.
Then on Team Carpe Diem.
On Team Carpe Diem, we have Daisuke Suge, David Garmo, Masahiro Iwasaki, Tomoshige Sera, and Yoshihiko Matsumoto. Holy moly. Maine is not going to be able to say any of these names.
Nope, that's why I've been very quiet.
And let's bring up Team Uzukido. So on that's Team Tokoro A+. Did I already go through Team Uzukido?
I believe you did. Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
You did. These gentlemen, Josh. Team Zukido. With
Oh.
Mantube Inoue, Daisuke Nakamura.
Oh, yeah, they changed some of their competitors. That's why I was looking at it. Strange. So on Team Tokoro plus Alpha, Seiichiro Ito. Yeah, what? Takumi Yano, Hideo Tokoro, Masakazu Imanari, and Naoyuki Kotani. This is very Japanese grappler heavy, obviously.
To say
It's
the
in Japan.
least. We don't have a single... We have Victor Henry. I think is the only
and
non...
the Carpe Diem guy.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Those are the David Garmo. gentleman
Yep.
who probably trains with them, but still, like, you have all of these crazy wild former MMA fighters and former Olympians. This card's going to be awesome. I don't know where it's going to be streamed.
Yeah.
Last time it was on Fight Pass. Hopefully it's on Fight Pass again.
'Cause it was awesome last time.
It might be on a Bima TV where you're going to have to, like,
Use a VPN.
yeah, finagle around and use a
So
VPN.
we looked on Fight Pass. Quintet 1 is up there, and I don't see on live events or anything else that Quintet 2 being up there.
Maybe they're just being really lazy right now.
Because Worlds are going on, I don't know. But most of, well, like all of the stuff for Quintet is in Japanese. And all the stuff I've translated doesn't tell me where it's going to be streamed. So I assume that in the next 3 days, they're going to release that information.
Maybe. It might be at quintetfight.com. You know, if we just click on the link,
It might be,
figure
Josh.
it out.
It might be.
Oh, look at these giant posters.
So after clicking on said link, it looks like it's going to be broadcast on a BemaTV.com. Bema, ABEMA .TV. It may be broadcast somewhere else for U.S. audiences because Bema is primarily a Japanese streaming service. But
You do get a month free if you sign up. I don't know if you can actually get through or not. I hope it's on UFC.
I don't
Fight
speak
Pass.
Japanese, man. I can't. There's a lot of stuff, and Google has done a very good job of translating. But
I mean, that's what a friend did to translate New Japan World, the wrestling site like WWE Network, but for New Japan, people started using Google Translate and would use that, but now they're being friendly since U.S. audience wants to watch it. So maybe they'll do the same thing, or maybe it'll be on Fight Pass, or maybe you're just going to have to wait till YouTube uploads it. We'll let you know as soon as we find out.
We'll try to watch it live so we can break it
Absolutely.
down. I loved the first Quintet. It was one of the
awesome.
most entertaining events of the year. So I think that does it, Josh.
That does it. I'm Josh.
I'm Maine.
This has been the Grappling Rewind. See you on the mats.
I'm going to take a nap. So Josh and I had some thoughts about the 2018 World Championships on Flo's side, on IBJJF side, and all around. What'd you think, Josh?
Flo, what the fuck? Like, seriously. What's funny is I'm saying what the fuck, but it was not me. I never once had an issue with my stream. But apparently everybody else did. It was really weird. It would just randomly cut out for people. What I did have a problem with, there we go, English. Why the fuck are you showing me commercials? Why are you stopping mid-match to show me a Rocket Mortgage commercial or a Geico commercial? That's unacceptable. It's $150 for the year or $30 a month.
It's not a cheap service.
Why am I watching ads at all?
No, during matches.
Why are you like, now would be a good time to play an ad for Rocket Mortgage? No, fuck them. Like, I hope Rocket Mortgage gets absolutely zero from Flow Grappling. I mean, I already have Geico, so you're not going to get me to switch to Geico, so I'm not worried about that. But I don't need to see that in the middle of a match that's going on. Shit might be awesome. And it's like, oh, this match just ended. Did you see that sick-ass finish? And you know, earlier in the week, they're not doing as many replays or any at all.
Or they don't have the names up. Dude,
How the fuck am I going to find that?
There was a ton of purple belt matches and even brown belt matches, but they didn't have the fucking names up when the match was going on. It would be one person's name and a blank space, or two blank spaces, or the same name in both places.
At one point, I was watching a match. I was watching Dominique Bell, and I was like, okay, he's doing pretty well. Brown belt from Atos, if you didn't know. And all of a sudden, it pops up finals. I'm like, damn, they're on the finals already? And then he won. And I was like, oh, shit, he should be super excited. And he just was like, yeah. And then really quick near the end, right before they raised his hand, finals went away and elimination came up, as in like elimination round.
As in you're more than 2 or 3 away from the finals. And yeah, so like
this is the main fucking event of the year. If you're doing jiu-jitsu, this is the main fucking event of the year. From years and years and years of watching this event on Budo Video did Saturday and Sunday. They didn't do the purple belts or the brown belts or the blue belts or anything like that. They did Saturday and Sunday. You would catch some brown belts. It would mostly be black belts. And then they did Sunday, which was black belts. they had full names. They knew who was up on the mat. They had time kept on the mat that followed the time clock.
I wasn't even into that.
It can't be hard to do that. I know you're getting enough money. Make picture-in-picture possible.
Do what ACBJJ does and just have a picture-in-picture of the actual time clock on the fucking event. Because that has the full name, it has the advantages, has the ads, has the points. You don't need someone else to put it in there. Just do it right. So I know who's on, because it shows me quarterfinals, elimination. Not like I shouldn't have to watch a mat and fucking guess about what I'm watching. And I constantly have to guess. There were 12 mats going for the blue belts, for the purple belts, for the brown belts. And I had to pick and choose. And every time I moved mats, I had to hope that BJJ comp system was on the right place. So when the mat I clicked to was actually what I was watching, because I don't know what a lot of purple belts look like.
And that's the other thing. You can't have 12 separate tabs open of flow grappling because it's like you're watching on too many screens. It's like, yo, it's from the same IP address. I should be able to have 12 tabs open. I did it before with Budo videos. Again, I'm going back to them. They haven't, streamed anything in forever. But I opened up 12 screens or 12 tabs and added an app to my computer to where it would just break them down into 12 equal-sized screens. And I had every single matchup. Be able to do something like that. Even if show me 4 mats at the same time, and I can just pick and choose which one. Yes, you can hit the camera button at the bottom of Flow, and it opens up a couple of streams at the same time, but it's not all of them. And don't cut to fucking Rocket Mortgage on one, and you're blaring Rocket Mortgage, and other things are going on. And every time, especially today, Sunday, they had 2 separate mats until the finals. The commentary team was split. So it'd be like, all right, we're going to go to this. And then you would get a commercial. And then this match would be going on. So the commercial's blaring while you're trying to listen to commentary. And then you have to mute that and listen to it. But then you have to keep unmuting and muting. Again, don't show me fucking commercials. I'm paying for this subscription. Don't fucking show me commercials. You can put all the ads you fucking want on the website. I don't give a fuck. Because if it really gets annoying, I'll just turn on ad block. But don't show me 800 fucking thousand commercials. If I wanted that, I'd turn on regular TV. This is what's going to push people to stream, to somehow get it going, and they won't care if they get caught streaming. Like, this is what they're going to push to do, to stream it for free to other people. They're going to pull an AJ Agazarm and go Facebook Live with it and just show you the event.
Yeah, the more we talk about this, the more it just pisses me off that it was so hard to follow this event. Like, honestly, the last day today, the stream worked great for me. Didn't cut out. The morning, the first hour and a half was a little rough, but they sorted out some audio issues. They sorted out some volume issues. They sorted out some stream issues, and it worked great for the past 8 hours. But I have no idea half the purple belt matches because couldn't figure out who was on the mats. And the stream quality was so bad I couldn't see people's faces, and there were no names on the mats, and so we can't follow the sport we're trying to follow because the tech issues are so egregious. I can't fucking follow it.
And I think partially that has to do with IBJJF too. Pick a certain name, because they would switch names in between matches. It'd be like, okay, this is Hudson Mateus. So you'd have R. Mateus, and then the next match it would be R something else. It's like, pick one and stick with it.
No, don't pick one. Don't pick one. Give me their whole fucking name, and if they're a black belt guy, give me their nickname. You know who Buchecha is.
Just put that up there.
Just put his name up there. Put his full name and little quotes there like they do for the UFC. You're the premier organization in the world, IBJJF. Flow is the premier streaming service for jiu-jitsu. It's like, you want to be the top dog, you do none of the top dog shit. It's like introducing Andre Arlovsky and putting Tim Sylvia and having his tag walk around while Andre walks around. And unless you know, you're like, oh, that's Andre Arlovsky. Oh, who's that? Oh, that's Tim Sylvia when they flipped them. They did that for not Claudio Calzans. They did that for Canuto.
Versus Lepre?
Versus Lepre. They had a picture of Canuto.
Hanato Canuto.
Canuto, and they had the tag for Lepre in front of his face. And they kept it up, and they kept it up. And then they did it again in about a minute and a half later, and they had fixed it. But if you're just turning on, you think, okay, that guy's Lepre. Just like shit like that, which is you're trying to be the premier service and you're fucking up that bad.
Honestly, I don't think you're watching it if you don't know who's who. I'm going to be real. Like, people that are just getting into jiu-jitsu are not going to be spending the money right off the bat. They might be hanging out at a friend's house that has it, but they are not spending money, whether it's $150 or the $30, to get that. And Flow, don't get me wrong, Flow has its fuck-ups, especially all throughout this weekend. But it does bring you all this jiu-jitsu stuff. They just need to work on being better at it. You know, if you're going to charge this amount of money, be fucking good. You know, I can spend the same amount of money and get MG in action or Mendez Brothers online or whatever. And their shit's on point. If I want to see a Kiss of the Dragon sweep on, you know, Andre Galvao online or whatever his website is, I'm going to type that in and that shit's going to pop up. And it's going to be the right fucking thing. I shouldn't have to struggle to find things on Flow. You're getting a lot of money. Make sure that shit is properly functional. Now let's stop shitting on them and let's shit on IBJJF a little bit.
A little bit, Josh?
Okay. Get new refs that have nothing to do with your organization at all. Give them the rules. Make sure they know how to, you know, ref the rules and let them go. Let them run that way. The referees were fucking atrocious this weekend. Between like random calls and fucking people over, it was terrible.
Well, the other thing that was terrible is there's no consistency.
None.
Like, I'm okay with, I don't like how that rule is being interpreted, but okay, it's universally interpreted as this way, or okay, I understand the rule, this is how they're seeing it, this is what they're doing, but there was shit that was illegal that was being done, and it's not a call. And there's times it would happen, it'd be a DQ. You're like, you can't, it's like you're DQing someone, or you're not even giving them a penalty for it. It's like you can't have that level of gray area in your rules.
You're also just giving out random fucking advantages and then fucking with people's livelihood. We'll get into it a little bit more later, but if anybody saw the Keenan versus Patrick Gaudio match, somehow magically Gaudio won. He was down. It was back and forth. It was close. Keenan comes up, takes the back. Honestly, is closest to finishing. Gaudio grabs a foot, has a half-ass footlock attempt. And
No, he doesn't have a footlock attempt. He has the foot. There's a footlock attempt, and then there's you having the foot and pretending to go for a sub. He has the foot. He is in no position available to finish that sub.
And what's also fucked up is the center referee can't overrule the two corner referees if the two corner referees agree. Like, you have 3 referees, but 2 have more power than the one. It's like, okay, we think this, but
I don't necessarily disagree with that.
No, fuck it. If it's getting into that, fuck it. Make 4 corner referees. Make it that much harder.
I think at the World Championship level, at a black
you
belt,
have enough
damn.
referees at that point. You're only running 2 mats. You had 12 referees at one point. You're telling me you don't have 10 referees in total? I don't think so. Cover every single corner. Get it set up.
But the fact that he got an advantage for that, and Keenan didn't get an advantage for the back and the lapel
choke on the back
that he had, and then you grab a foot as you go out of bounds and time finishes, and you get an advantage for that, and that puts you into the semifinals.
And those same 2 refs that gave him the advantage picked for Patrick Gaudio. They were like, yeah, he won. It's like he got a last-second advantage. He didn't get much of...
No, he got an advantage he shouldn't have gotten, and Keenan, if you're going to score it that way, didn't get an advantage that he should have had. There's no way that Keenan Cornelius didn't win that match. He won that match, and then the refs went, I give it to Gaudio.
The thing was, the center referee gave it to Keenan. The 2 outside ones gave it to Patrick Gaudio. But the reverse sort of happened a few years back with Daniel Beliza versus Guy Mendez, where the center ref gave him an ad, and the 2 side refs were like, nah, son, that's not an ad. You can't have, like, one overpowering something else. You need like a large majority. And the fact that like you're fucking people over for certain things, it happened in the Cobrinha Jr. versus Malachi Edmond match at brown belt at light feather in the finals. There were some questionable advantages.
That was this
out.
year.
That was
Yeah,
that
that
happened.
was this year.
That happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, there were points where it was like, oh, because the referee, or not the referee, the coach is out there yelling 2 points, like you're letting the outside influence you. Same thing happened with Toledo Alencar, where they, you know,
that was egregious. She danced a little bit, and the ref went, negative point, or when what's the penalty? Penalty, because the crowd is yelling at her, and who was she competing against? I forget. In the finals, in the World Championship finals, she danced a little bit and got a penalty and lost the World Championships because she danced a little bit because the crowd was yelling at her to her opponent.
So she was taunting the crowd. So you took that as her taunting her opponent. And
while the opponent's tying the belt, and not like dance, not like egregious, like
she wasn't doing a fucking head spin.
Did a little hip dance and lost the World Championships because she did a little hip dance, like shit like that's like, what are we doing here?
And don't get me wrong, she could have lost if it stayed completely tied up, and they were just like, oh, we thought the other person did more. That's fine, but they're just doing weird random shit for no reason at all. Another finals match, Lepre versus Langacker. Or not, was it Lepre versus Langacker, or was that the next weight up?
I have no idea anymore, man.
We just got finished watching it.
I got finished watching 8.5 hours of jiu-jitsu today.
No, Lepre was... it was Lepre. See, I put Langacker. It was Lepre and Canuto, where he went for the sacrifice throw, and it didn't happen, and Lepre landed on top. I would have scored it too, but the way they scored it was they gave Canuto a penalty for supposedly fleeing the matted area.
Yeah, you went from Langacker to Canuto, by the way.
I know.
Okay.
I know, because I actually got the match right. It's Canuto versus Lepre. Langacker was next. So
in defending the takedown by getting away, they said he fleed the mat, and they gave him a penalty for that.
So they're all over the place, because the instance where that actually did happen, which was Langacker versus Argis, where Argis went all the way to the edge trying not to get choked, and then started to lose his balance, and he like threw himself out of it to get out, and he was already getting choked. So that's legitimately fleeing the mat from a position, and B, a submission. You're going to get DQ'd for that.
That's honestly a reasonable DQ. It's like, kind of a weird DQ to watch in the semifinals.
Canuto was trying to do a legitimate judo technique. He was trying to do a sumagaishi, and he fucked it up, and Lepre capitalized on it. But they said that's a penalty for trying to flee, and we're going to give him 2 points.
So there's no consistency rules, and it was super frustrating to watch because Josh has actually read the fucking rules, and I've actually read the fucking rules. I don't understand them all the way, but the ones I do understand, and the inconsistency and the stuff that I did see this week was just super frustrating, because being a world champion in the sport we do, in the gi, is the most prestigious thing that exists in the grappling sport that Josh and I cover principally on the show, which is professional Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. To be a black belt world champion is the highest achievement that you can get. And so if you have guys that are getting fucked over by bad reffing calls, it bothers me to no end, because that's their livelihood. Keenan Cornelius had a shot at becoming a world champion today, and he lost on some bullshit. Toledo Alencar could have been a world champion today, and she lost on some bullshit, as opposed to losing in the competition when you actually follow the rules. It's just frustrating to me.
That's all I got to say about that. As always, you can email us at thegrapplingrewind@gmail.com. You can check us out on Stitcher, iTunes, YouTube, and pretty much anywhere you can find
Facebook
podcasts. We're on Facebook, Grappling Rewind.
Instagram.
Grappling Rewind.
Twitter.
Grappling Rewind.
Reach out to us on social media. If you got something that you want us to cover, you want to clarify, we are here.
You want to tell us we're idiots. Hey, let us know.
You want us to pronounce your name correctly?
Let us know. Subscribe on the YouTube page. Leave us a review.
Helps us out a lot.
It helps us out, and it eventually will help you out. We like to give back. We're doing this as something that isn't done, so help us help you. Again, as always, I'm Josh.
I'm Maine.
And this is the Grappling Rewind podcast.
We'll see you on the mats.